Herzlich willkommen zu eines neues update in this bull market, in which we see that Bitcoin is doing what it has to be doing as we broke through a crucial level, and right now we're just nicely consolidating. So we're going to discuss Bitcoin, we're going to discuss Ethereum, and later today we're going to discuss altcoins. But before that, do not forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel, like this YouTube update, and also do not forget to follow me on Twitter and Instagram, where you can find daily content on the markets from me. And also something personal on Instagram. We're at 49.5k followers on Insta. If we reach 50k followers, I'm going to do a giveaway and some other cool stuff that can be followed or can be seen on Insta. Looking at the price action for Bitcoin at this stage. Yesterday I've made an update of about 10 minutes and I could have been going on for an hour or something. But right now I just want to address the topics that are important to discuss, which is once again, what is most likely going to happen with Bitcoin at this stage? What is most likely going to happen with altcoins at this point, and where are we referring to, where are we in the cycle? So when we're looking back at 2020, we also did see a massive breakout at some point, breaking through crucial levels in which we didn't really came back down to retest those levels again. So we were grinding up about 2 weeks in which we got all the way back towards 14k, then had another breakout all the way towards the all-time high. Very comparable price action right now, in which we are having some levels that we should be watching on Bitcoin at this point. So you should be aware of the fact that we've got the area around 58 to 60k, as that is the range level that we should be cracking if we want to reach a new all-time high, right? And beneath us we do have the support around 50k, which we should be sustaining on if we want to have support. However, in this entire run and in general in all those runs, you don't really see any massive corrective moves happening. So what we see is that the best opportunities to get into the markets are not taking place. 38k didn't happen, I stated it yesterday. 45k didn't happen. And actually right now 48k retest is most likely also not going to happen, and I think you don't really want to see that. If you look back in history, you can see that price action just grinds back up before we're hitting new levels, and then you get some retests going on. So if we are going to get any retest in this bull cycle, I'm looking at 50.5k, as that is the range low in the previous resistance. But overall, most likely we're just going to have some grind towards the all-time high region during the coming period in October and November, after which we have a slight final corrective move, which will probably be to the area that we construct in this range. So if we're going to have some sideways action, I think that once we get towards the all-time high, we correct to that area, and then from here onwards, we'll be seeing altcoins doing massive in the first part, and then at the later stage, we most likely are going to see Bitcoin accelerate once again, like we have been seeing here, and then the cycle is over. And then we're going to have an extended bear market, in which we are going to crash from like probably 250k or plus to 60k. And alongside with the fact that the crisis is going to begin. So what should you be doing right now if you're looking or eager to get into any position at all? I think you should still be looking to DCA into Bitcoin. As in, if the thesis still stands of the fact that we are into a bull cycle, what is the potential downside that you're going to have right now on Bitcoin? First of all, you can overall just look at a potential DCA strategy and still look at 50.5k for a potential entry. However, if we are truly bullish, you will get you end up in the same issue as that we've had here, in which you're probably going to buy higher if you get a retest. So if you're looking for a swing trade opportunity, I think you just want to lower your buys here and you should be considering the fact of what is the potential downside. Well, the potential downside might be about 13%, and then you still are eager to get into the markets itself, so average you're probably down around 8%. What is the upside? Well, if we crack this high, 100k is easy that we're going to hit that level, but also the chances are that we're going to run to 200k plus, as the upside of the markets are also always higher than what you assume it will be. So if you want to get into Bitcoin overall, I think the chances are still fine to buy overall in this region. However, it feels a little bit odd if you want to enter the markets. So what am I assuming? I think a little bit range bound construction. October, we're just probably going to have some grind, maybe taking this high, falling back towards the level that we have here, and then we're going to run back up. So I think green month, November green month, December corrective a little bit, and then we start accelerating towards 2022. And this is also the point where people are probably feeling secure to be back into the altcoins once again, and where the cycle starts to do well, especially given that January is usually one of the best periods to buy altcoins. If you look back in history, and I've been covering that topic, September to December, January, red. January we started to accelerate with ETH as well. September to December, red on ETH against Bitcoin. 2018, November, December, red. After that, green candles. Here the summer wasn't great in 2019 because of the Libra run. From October to December, retest of the low in 2019, run afterwards. 2020 also, so October towards December, crash. And now it looks like we're going to have the exact same August to like probably somewhere in November. Might be around here, might be around here. But these two zones that I've been looking at. So if you're looking to compound your profits and you're having that thesis, I think you really want to see the update that I'm going to do later this afternoon, or maybe even this weekend, in which we'll be discussing the Bitcoin pairs and also how to compound your profits. I'm not assuming that Ethereum against Bitcoin or the overall markets for Bitcoin pairs is going to show strength at this point. Yes, as you can see in history, there are some bounces back up to retest previous levels, right? And then it comes all the way down again. So in this case, we are also looking for bearish retests. If there is some bullishness on the markets for ETH Bitcoin at this point, you're going to look at ETH Bitcoin here to crack above 0.068. If that is going to happen, then we might be having a thesis that we're going to have continuation, as you can see on the chart itself. If that doesn't happen, I'm assuming that we're going to have a bearish retest and continue falling down. And why are we continuing to fall down? Because in this period, and I'll just make it like this, Bitcoin is going to continue running higher. And because Bitcoin is taking the momentum, people are eager to swap their altcoins towards Bitcoin. And we might even be running a little bit higher than the all-time high to take out this previous high at 65k, which is another run of 20%. And in that run, it seems very likely that Ethereum against Bitcoin is going to make another drop of about 20%. And where do you get? Around this region. What does it mean for the values of altcoins against USD? Well, most likely those are going to be continuing the upwards momentum as well, as we have seen in October and November here in 2020 as well. But the overall strength will be less than what Bitcoin is going to be doing. So most likely we'll continue running towards 4K, or we're going to have a slight corrective move towards 3.2, go to 4K, have this, and then we start to break out heavily above these highs at some point. And that is the moment where altcoins against Bitcoin pairs will do well. So if you got USDT at this point and you want to get into the markets, I primarily should be focusing on Bitcoin at this point, and you should be looking at ETH Bitcoin, ADA Bitcoin, Atom Bitcoin, all those charts to see whether we're going to have a bounce on those pairs and whether we're going to be trending upwards once again. Finally, something else that we have to watch, We had got the thesis that Bitcoin was bouncing back up, and because Bitcoin was bouncing back up, it seems very likely that the equity markets are going to find a bottom very soon, and that is currently the case. The Dutch stock markets have been bouncing up swiftly today. The candle is plus 1.3%, and also yesterday the entire loss was just regained, through which the overall conclusion is that as long as we stay above these two levels here, the bull market will just continue. But you should realize that the bull market will only continue for approximately 6 to 9 months, I think, and then we're going to have the crisis starting in or kicking in. So you can make a ton of money, but after that you can make a ton of money and life-changing money by not being in the markets and being patient on buying the dips. I hope you have enjoyed this update. I'll be back later today. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon.